All right, good afternoon, Team Strategic and everyone else that's following some of what we're doing. I wanted to bring this training to you today about a prospecting game plan. The training that we did today with our team that we do our new advisors call on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. that several of you are on, really talked about prospecting and the importance of that. And as I've been thinking more about new team members coming on and helping people getting going and all that we're hoping for new team members to help make great income, whether that's part-time or full-time, or if you're part of our agency accelerator program trying to take your agency to the next level, whatever it may be, how big prospecting is. And this is true in any industry, right? So one of the things we were sharing this morning is that it doesn't matter whether I'm a car dealership or a real estate firm or a bank or a financial services firm or a contractor or a manufacturer. It doesn't matter what it is. When we're talking about sales, we're talking about prospecting and creating your funnel, right? You've heard me say several times, your pipeline is your lifeline, and how important it is to get going with that. So on our onboarding training for new advisors, we talk about a fast start action plan. We talk about creating your ideal client, what that looks like and what makes them tick, and giving you lots of strategies and ideas. And so this is a little bit of a summary of a lot of that. It's just hopefully giving it to our team in one more way, or maybe something that helps others out there in terms of a prospecting game plan. So this is going to be really geared specifically for property and casualty agencies, primarily focused on home, auto, and business insurance. Now, there's lots of applications outside of that. So if you come across us and you're a financial advisor or a realtor even, or life insurance professional or a CPA, there's lots of applications here. Some of what we're going to talk about is universal truth a little bit. What I wanted to open with was, and I want to give a credit and shout out, some of this is being adopted from Safeco, and Liberty Mutual has a producer development program that we've had some of our producers go through in the past. And I was going through some of that material last night, and I thought, there's a lot of good stuff in there, and I'm just kind of updating it a little bit. But one of the things that it started with was, where does business come from? So if we just think about this, now this was from the 2015 study of the Big I. So Big I is Independent Insurance Agents of America. They survey over 36,000 agencies. Not everyone replies, right? But they send it out to everybody, and then whoever replies. So it's a pretty large number that reply, and it basically is saying where you're getting your business from, okay? And here's really what I want to highlight. So if you look, kind of the top three are from referrals from customers, business/personal acquaintance, and then friends and family. Now, obviously, yellow page advertising, that's older. One of the things we talked about in our meeting today, that's probably really been replaced with social media marketing or online marketing as another big spot. But I just want to highlight, especially in the insurance business, and I think you could also really make the case for a lot of similar service businesses, right? So it could be real estate, it could be financial services, it could be bookkeeping, accounting. It's still very much a word-of-mouth relationship business. Okay, that's not saying you can't do direct mail and get business, or do pay-per-click or Facebook advertising and get business. There are ways and strategies to do that. The reality is, when you can go to somebody and say, hey, you know what, my insurance rates just went up. Who do you use for your homeowner's insurance? And your neighbor says, oh, hey, go call Anthony at Strategic. He's great. He'll take good care of you. That goes a long way, right? So that's a good thing. That's a very positive thing for us, our industry, our business. Regardless of all the technology and everything else, that says a lot, okay? So this just talks through a handful of strategies of how people do that. And then what we did here is we really just talked about, here's 7 ways and areas to develop your list of prospects. Now I want to keep the video under 10 minutes, so I'm going to try and go quick on this. We have a much longer video from our training today that you can access on our closed Facebook group. If you're not on that or you're interested in it, you can reach out to me at Doug at getstrategicins.com. So again, Doug at getstrategicins.com. We can get you plugged in on that. One of the first things we talked about is call-X dates. And this is a lead directory in essence. And basically what this is this is pulling up a calendar of information based on when clients have expired insurance. And so this is software that our agency has, that we pay for, that all of our team members and our sales team have access to. And basically you can go in and you can pull info and say, okay, based on when the client's insurance expires, I want to pull a list of info and get data on that. It's a very powerful thing. Now, again, there's still a lot of marketing that has to be done from there, calls, emails, text, etc. You can literally go in here and say, okay, I want to see a certain month, I want to see a certain zip code, and let me know what you have for all of the records, okay? And the system will return that. Not doing it because of the video that we have on right now, but the system will then return that, okay? So that's a very, very powerful thing. So that's one of the things that you can do to get going. It's a great area to get going that will help you, okay? And actually, we were able to get it returned just to kind of show you here. So it's going to pull. It also will scrub by the do not call list. In essence, it's going to go through public records and really show when things were purchased. We know there's a strong correlation between when someone bought the house and when their insurance renews. Great area to start. When we talk about centers of influence, look, centers of influence is big in any industry, no doubt ours. Realtors, mortgage brokers, home inspectors, financial advisors, accountants, attorneys can really make someone's career. And you only need a handful. You need a handful of raving fans. You need a handful of people that really like you, like what we're doing, and continue a lot of business, okay? So one of the things we said is start with who you know. Who do you already know that is in what we would say a non-competing industry, white-collar, service-based industry, that again, maybe real estate, mortgage, financial advisor, etc. You could set a coffee with, a lunch with, a Zoom with, get to know them better. Hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's where we're at. Here's what our agency does. We've got team members that are happy to do those meetings with you. I would be happy to do some of those meetings with you, right? And then from there, developing that relationship, saying, look, I would love to be on your short list of people. When you need help, your clients need help with insurance, we'd love to do that. We also said is, look, if you don't have anyone that you know, maybe you don't know anyone, maybe you're brand new to the area, maybe you don't know anyone, okay? Well, you can make some of those relationships happen by going on Zillow.com or Realtor.com, Trulia.com, and sort of reverse engineering and saying, look, I'm looking for homes in a certain area that I would like to insure. You could say, pick a nice area, I want to insure homes $300,000 to $700,000 in value. And then reverse engineer, find the realtor's info, send the realtor an email, put a sample proposal in there. Hey, I did a sample proposal on this property for you. I'd love to be a resource for you. What's your calendar like to get together for lunch, coffee, or Zoom? And then we also talked about reaching out to mortgage brokers, and we've got some ways to do that as well. So really ideas of just getting in front of centers of influence and staying in front of them. Then we talked about social media and online marketing, and there's no doubt this is certainly becoming a bigger area, okay? So a couple ideas that we were talking through and saying, look, one, follow us online on Facebook. So our strategic insurance page on Facebook, and the reason we talk about that, regardless of what you think of Facebook, you know, there's over 1 billion people on there worldwide. You know, there's no doubt it's probably one of the most popular websites in the world, certainly in the United States. All the research on it is tremendous, okay? Regardless of what you think of Facebook, some people like it, some don't. You know, I'm kind of down the middle with it, if you will. If it can help from a business perspective and help you guys, I'm all in for that. What I'm talking about is following us on Facebook, so looking up Strategic Insurance, not just our side hustle page and our team and our closed Facebook group, but this page here with the little shiplap, okay, the outside of our office, because we post every day. Okay, so we have a program that posts content every day. Some of it may resonate with you, right? So you may, oh, beginner's guide to renter's insurance. Not that you necessarily want a ton of renter's insurance, but you may come across an article that you say, oh, wow, okay. And we've got things on life insurance too, commercial. There's all sorts of things that we post on here. How to prepare home for fall. Here's a good one. We talked about this a little bit. And then you could repost it to your Facebook page. So a way to just promote a little bit what you're doing. The other thing we talked about is looking for a group, typically like a group centered on your community. I love St. Pete. I love Jacksonville. I love Pensacola. I love Orlando, whatever that may be. And see how you can bring up the awareness a little bit about what you do for insurance. Because there's a lot of times, and several of our advisors who have developed a great following and get a lot of business from those sites. Because that's kind of the new town square. Hey, I'm looking for help with insurance. Who do you recommend? Some people are doing that, going on Facebook before they even Google something. Because they know they can still get that level of sort of a referral. Then the other thing we talked about was Nextdoor. If you're not on Nextdoor, get on Nextdoor. And Nextdoor, again, for those of you that don't know, is sort of the Facebook, if you will, for a community, okay? You can kind of tap into your neighborhood, all right? So that's another big one that you can do. And we talked about dedicated networking groups, your BNIs, your NPIs, your LATIP, your Leads Club, a dedicated group. And one of the things I put out there is I said, look, for our team, okay, and I realize some others are viewing what we're doing, but for our team, if you join a dedicated networking group, I'll split the cost with you. On average, you're probably about $1,000 to $1,200 a year. So really pretty darn affordable for what you get. And you get the opportunity to network with a lot of local professionals. That's big. And now with Zoom and with the fact that we're still kind of under a little bit of this shutdown with COVID, it's never been easier to connect with people and do Zoom meetings and make your time very efficient. Okay? Networking is a great solution to get going. Then we also just talked about, as we kind of wrap up here with the last few, existing relationships. Who do you know? We talked about friends, family, relatives, your natural market. And then one of the things that we added to it is this Project 27. It's kind of what I'm branding Project 27. Now, again, the higher the number, the better, okay? You know, whether you want to make it 50, you want to make it 100, you want to make it 1,000, okay? Do whatever you want, but I'm encouraging our team, hey, come up with 27. Okay, we did a version of this with the memory jogger with onboarding of a lot of new team members. This is just a higher level of it. Basically saying, write down who you know, categorize it a little bit, right? Age, profession, marital status, how well do you know them? What do you think you could approach with them on, and referral sources. And it's a way to start with your own network in terms of getting going, okay? So, guys, there were 7 things that we just shared in terms of your prospecting game plan. And again, if we just kind of summarize the video a little bit, we're talking about, you know, X dates and the X date system, and our team has ability to use our Colex date system. Networking with centers of influence, right? Realtors, mortgage brokers, financial advisors. And again, if you don't know many, you can get that info a lot of times online, doing a little bit of research and prospecting on them. And here's the thing. Guarantee you a lot of them are not taking calls like that. And when I say that they're not taking, I'm not saying they're not going to be open to it. I'm saying there's probably not a ton of insurance professionals that are reaching out to the financial advisor, the mortgage, the realtor. There are some, don't get me wrong, there's some, but not a ton. So it's a less competitive, crowded field there. Then we talked about social media and online marketing. We talked about how you can make posts on Facebook to raise the awareness of what you're doing. We talked about looking to get involved in a Facebook group where you could potentially be that hub, that center of influence for insurance. We talked about getting involved in Nextdoor. Again, some of these things that are online networking. And then we talked about dedicated networking. We talked about your BNI, your Little Tips Club, your Ali Lawson's. There's a ton of those out there. And we also talked, we skipped over it, but I'll mention at the end here, we talked about the idea of lost souls or win back. So, and those that are in our Agency Accelerator program, maybe you've had clients that you had in the past and you lost, where you could go back to them, and that's yet another source of new business. Then we really wrapped up when we said existing friends, family relationships, referral people you already know. And we talked about this idea of the Project 27, right? They call it Project 100, a lot of companies do. I just called it 27 in terms of giving you kind of a realistic number. You should at least be able to come up with 27 on there and having a strategy to get going. So guys, I hope that was helpful for you. Whole goal here is to add value for you. As always, I encourage you guys, dream big and make it happen. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. And I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.